probably should have the mic. Welcome in, everybody, to another Flash Hour. This week is going to be packed with all kinds of goodies, as usual. Got a lot going on behind the scenes between, our recent listing of Forex and other possibilities coming down the pipeline for ownership and ephemeral roll-ups and everything else going on here at Flash. If you haven't attended a Flash Hour yet, welcome. We really appreciate you joining in for the latest and greatest of what's going on at Flash Trade. We do this every single week on Monday at 4 p.m. UTC, 11 a.m. My time, which would be Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the United States, great time to tune in. I'm sure you could figure out exactly what your time zone is. But we do this every week to make sure that the community is informed and stays up to date on exactly what the breaking news is here at Flash Trade. Now, at Flash Hour, what we do is we go into the trenches, or what we call, like Solana trenches or crypto trenches. So that will be the first segment. We move into kind of Flash overview, highlighting something important in the Flash ecosystem. Then we move into what we got done this week, and typically we'll do a slide or some sort of talk on what's coming down the pipeline. But every once in a while, depending on what is going on or what's super important, what's pressing, sometimes we work in different announcements to the next segment of something that is going to be happening or is very important on the docket. So if you are new here, or if you are attending, over all of our Flash Hours, if you don't mind, smash the like button, repost. If you're on YouTube, of course, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you could, share it out on socials so we could grow the YouTube side of this, because I know every once in a while we do get a new subscriber, GMGM Panda, which is pretty nice. Now, pull up GM, sir.
GM, everyone. Been a very tireful week overall, but we have a lot of updates to share with you all.
Yeah, lots of good things coming. Let's see. Getting into the first slide here. This is just state of the trenches. Just because we do have so much to go over, not a ton to actually go over this week. It's been relatively quiet on the Solana front, but the markets overall is pretty big.
Yeah, the markets were really volatile. We saw one of the biggest liquidations that happened over the weekend, and everything on DeFi performed very well. We didn't see any sort of issues around liquidations and all that. Everything has worked smoothly, and the promise of DeFi stays. But yeah, markets has been very lower than they were before.
Yeah, much lower for sure. As far as Wisdom Tree funds, the full suite of regulated tokenized funds to Solana. So that's as we see the Solana narrative play out, institutions are really moving in heavy, which is why I bet on Solana for sure. 21 shares launched their JSOL, so Euro ETP backed by JitoSol. So it's the first time that's ever happened, which is pretty cool. It's cool to see Jito, a partner of ours, get adopted like that. Accelerate USA lands in Miami. Let's go. All right, it's like right around the corner from me, so
yep.
I'll definitely be able to make it to that one. But Accelerate USA, if you are unaware, they did their very first debut in New York City. That was last year, and that seemed to go off pretty huge. As far as like Solana Foundation being there and everybody really being there, it was just as big as you'd kind of imagine it would be. So I'm hoping with the move to Miami that we see that same kind of fervor and turnout that happened during Accelerate New York. Tokenized stocks hit 230 million all-time high, which is pretty substantial since this has kind of become a I would
come a long way overall, and
Yeah.
the numbers were very low. Even if you compare 6 months back, it was less than 5x of what we are doing right now. Even in terms of volume, the numbers have skyrocketed overall.
Yeah, big time. In a big way. And I definitely think this trend will continue. This is one that's here to stay. Firedancer's client adoption progressing steadily. So Firedancer's being adopted across the board. There were some call outs, most notably like Helios and of course Triton and stuff like that. So they're adopting Firedancer, and it is being rolled out as we speak. And the next big one would obviously be Alpenglow, but White House meeting negotiations. So, yeah, it seemed like one of the biggest news on the Clarity Act, just to bring you guys some updated information, was that there's going to have to be some compromises. Just because this is in complete gridlock in the US. So it looks like there will have to be, and it's all based around the fact that DeFi yields. Obviously, there's some vested interests that are investing some pretty heavy money, what we like to call lobbying, but into making sure that they have the best position possible. But that is the state of the trenches. Anything to add?
Not much. I think we just want to assure people that they don't lose trust in the crypto markets, although prices are heavily down overall. But this is the way of the markets, where things go down, they become much more valuable than they were before, because things have been proven their test of time, and then they become possibility of going much higher than we are. So keep up the trust in the markets is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is like mean reversion's real. It happens, and drawdowns are real. I mean, it's just a way of the markets, whether manipulated or unmanipulated, whatever your viewpoint is. The markets in general, go up and down. So right now we're just in a bearish trend, and there will be a reversal. So stay tuned, stay connected, and don't lose faith.
For sure.
All right. And then moving into flash overview, one of the huge announcements for this week. Finally, Forex pairs are expanding. We are moving into the CNH and JPY. So China and Japan at 500x leverage. The notable thing here is that the fees are incredibly low for flash trade. And you could get in with just 3 bips or 0.03% fees.
Yes, and this basically completes the suite of Forex that we have. Now we have British pound, we have euro, we have Chinese yuan and Japanese yen. So it basically covers all the major heavily traded currencies. So yeah, I think we will start pushing more towards this and let people understand how easy it's to trade. There is no slippage. It's instant execution. You don't need to wait for people to fill your order on that stuff. So yeah, very, very excited to see things shape out. I think we're already seeing some more interesting folks around trading JPY as we speak. So
yeah, it's already last I checked, it was 13,000 already in volume, and we just listed it. It just went live. So always a good thing. Are we the carry trade now?
How we do?
Totally be. I said, are we the carry trade now? We're the carry trade of crypto. You can come on and trade against JPY.
I don't know, but yeah, I think we are the only place to trade CNH on chain, if I am not wrong. So
yeah,
Chinese yuan, I haven't seen anywhere else on chain. So we are the only place I as far as I know to trade this thing.
Zahib, I apologize. I totally forgot to bring you up on stage. Welcome, Zahib. He's the other co-founder. I thought I added you, and I just realized that I did not. So yes, lowest fees in crypto on Forex, as well as, I believe, just like Anas said, I think we are the only, I couldn't find anything else. So, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Roast me in the comments if you know anywhere else where you could trade this in the crypto sphere. All right. What did we get done this week, Anas?
I think I'll just start the first thing about the mishap that happened with the team behind Remora Assets, Step Finance. So it seems they had a very big treasury which they used to held day-to-day operations. It was around $35 million, most of it in the staked Solana staked asset. It was around, I think it was around $27 million. So I think they had couple of issues with their custody. It seems it was just under one hot wallet. All that money was under one wallet. We really want people, which is not safe practice. People should always use multi-sigs and then ledgers to store big money on chain, and we see the consequences of such actions. And I think there is a possibility of North Korean hackers involved. I think we just got the news today that it seems DPRK is involved in this, and might have sent something fishy over Telegram, where one of the team members might have clicked it, and then they had the access to their whole computer, and that's where they lost the access to their private keys. But apart from that, Remora being an entity that is spun up by them, it is not affected by the whole issue. But Step team had some large amount of Remora assets that they held. So they are working on to get hold of those assets or freeze those assets, because they are the issuer of these assets. They can basically redeem for themselves and also redeem for the folks who are holding Remora assets as we speak, which is FLPR. And it seems some of the FLPR tokens are with the DPRK folks who basically got the access to those wallets. So yeah, as of now, our plan is to basically force close all the open positions that we have on Flash at the price of last Friday close. And that means you are not affected with the price action that has happened as of now when the markets opened earlier today. And over the weekend, there was no margin fees charged on your open positions as well. They were all frozen. So we are currently working on this upgrade, because we didn't have this solution before where we could just basically close all your positions, because we need to also check if there was enough liquidity in those XYZ assets. So yeah, Zoeb, you want to add some more details on how we are planning to execute the settlement?
For sure. I mean, there are two separate categories of users affected by the liquidity drying up for the assets that we do support. So traders, obviously, it's easy for us to resolve at this point, given the limited open interest compared to pools TVL. Good sign for us to do a resolution, and USDC is an acceptable asset for traders who might have to kind of agree to a forced closure. And for LPs, we do have a few more considerations. Given the LP tokens which are redeemable for the underlying liquidity could still be in malicious hands. And out of abundance of cautions, we did pause the pool. It's still paused, even though Remora assets have 1:1 backing to the underlying securities or the underlying equity tokens held with the broker, Alpaca, which is a renowned custodian. I think a lot of people operating in the tokenized equity space use them. So we have full confidence on the underlying assets, but the path forward remains open to kind of a lot of possible outcomes that come based on what Step Finance and Remora have for us tomorrow and the day after. But what we've decided on our personal end is to kind of have the trading side kind of settle and not have this ambiguity of not being able to close your trade. I think that's the worst UX for traders, which we are trying to kind of just fix from our end without waiting for the resolution to happen, which might take a couple days, maybe a week, or having that ambiguity kind of made us take this decision of saying we will be winding down the markets momentarily, at least, while we figure out a better solution for migrating liquidity, or maybe transposing to a different form of equity tokens on chain. And that remains like an ongoing discussions we are having internally in the team. And the first thing that should go out is to get the traders their desired exit, and then we kind of deal with the liquidity providers. We also actively work with Loopscale team and others working on FLPR integrations to kind of pause everything to limit the damage from our end without breaking programmatic principles. So that's a good sign for the system to kind of stay up. We were blessed to have the markets closed, otherwise the damage could have been worse. So fingers crossed for all of the things that we have planned. And if you're a trader who has open trades on Remora markets, do reach out to us, and we'll be having the snapshots and all of the other details shared of how the actual execution of flows would be, which we anticipate to execute tomorrow or at max by the day after, and have all the resolutions in place.
Yes. So there is about $180,000 worth of open interest right now, and I think there is some positions that might get to the price of liquidation if price goes down or up. So just want to reassure this thing: the traders who are having existing positions, their positions would be settled on the price of Friday close, which is 3 days ago when the markets closed on flash. And we're not going to consider any of the price action that is happening right now or tomorrow as well. And this is this function, we don't have it on the program right now, so we are introducing it. So it's taking a little bit more time. And in the meantime, we are also shipping new things. So we can't stop one thing for another thing, but we are prioritizing as we speak. But overall, even the Remora team has asked us explicitly to pause the pool because they don't have control of the FLPR. About $1.2 million worth of FLPR is effectively in the hands of the hackers. So we have to devise a plan where we basically take a snapshot and give new tokens, which could be then redeemed for the underlying assets, while excluding these guys who are malicious actors. So bigger plan overall, and a lot of changes on our side, and being very cautiously taking steps as we speak. We'll have more clarity, a clear message in the Discord updates channel on the steps that we're going to take next. So I think that basically clears the Remora assets migration plan. If anyone have any other questions, you can always open a Discord ticket or tag us on X. We will follow back with answers as soon as possible. And the next thing important is the inverse Forex pairs are live with the full functioning assets with up to 500x leverage, which is also one of the highest Forex leverage offering on chain as we speak at the lowest possible fees. And we are very excited to see how this evolves overall the markets around the flashes Forex pairs. And again, we are the Solana's first exchange to offer Forex pairs. So it's too many first of first for Flash on Solana.
Yeah, I wanted a nice post around that. And then if you guys are enjoying the live stream, please don't forget to share it out to, on X, or if you're on YouTube, leave a like or subscribe, and make sure you tune in for our shorts. We also introduce shorts throughout the week, as well as any other market announcements that we have. But yes,
sure.
Linear vesting or vested staking solutions.
Yeah, one of our controversial proposals, which we diverted to a Discord vote. I think, Max, you can open up the Discord channel as well, and we can tally the votes live.
Oops.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. We've got this one here, but I'll go up to the actual live tally, which is.
For sure. You just need to check the pinned messages, and you will get that one.
To be honest with you, I don't even know how to do that. Is that terrible?
There it's on the top. Yeah, there we are. So I think Panda just reviewed once again the total tally itself. And anyone can do the tally. Basically, the vote count is according to the level of people who are voting on each of the options, 1 versus 3. So basically, your level decides the number of votes. So a level 6 guy voting on something will give you 6 votes, and a chat will give us 7 votes, and level 1 will give you 1 vote. So according to that tally, as we speak, 3 months option won the proposal. And I think this thing shifted to 3 months when people understood that if the vesting continues, you will get the rev share on your staked amount while the vest goes on. So it gave people more surety in staking their FAF while they, if they look into the option of unstaking it. So yeah,
Mhm.
with further ado, I think the results are 3 months vesting schedule for all the FAF stakers. So very excited to see if we have any other questions around this. But as far as I can see, we have taken our good time on the discussions. We have taken all the people, like all the people who are active in Discord did reply their opinions, and then we came up with this system. Very interestingly, I just saw Zoeb's tag. It says ownership engineer. So we'll just follow up with the next important thing that we got done over the weekend, which
Yeah.
was PAF's ownership upgrade. Yeah, we have spent actually considerable amount of time in going through all the documentation that we already had with the entity that we had, and then
Mhm.
that where we had to give power of attorney to the Futaki Foundation, and then give our shares and the IP stuff to another foundation, which basically represents FAF's token holders, thereby fully transferring the ownership from the team towards token holders. We'll have more information from MetaDAO's handle itself and our handles this week. But as we speak, the transfer has been completed. We are just under finalizing under the stamp of the authorities. But yeah, over the weekend, a lot of comms have gone by. I think even just today morning, 6 a.m., I saw Zoe was doing some stuff around signing some docs and then waiting for us to sign those docs. So yeah.
And interestingly, it was the first time I saw legal attorneys and lawyers working on a Sunday. So huge
Yeah.
props to MetaDAO team, who worked on weekends, who worked throughout Sunday and Monday morning or Sunday night for the Western world. We had the final documentation sign off. So yeah, quite a sprint and a lot of legal documentation work this week for us to review and get across. But yeah, finally across
Yep.
the line. Huge
And
shout out
this,
to legal team
for
behind MetaDAO.
for sure. And this basically also vetted all our structure and the holdings of Flash as well, where they went through how the token minting happened, how the program upgrades happened, how the program was deployed, how it is controlled right now under different multi-sig structures, where the token mint as we speak has a 3x6 multisig with a 3-day time delay. If any proposal was to put up, it takes almost 3 days to get it passed, completed. And then similarly on the program side also, it's under a multisig which is about 3x7. So yeah, very the teams were super interested that we have a very neat structure of multisigs around all the important things around Flash, and this made the process work much faster than other processes, because some people just do things with their own hot wallets, and you see situations that happen with Remora. But yeah, I think as always we have to remind ourselves and everyone about using multisigs and ledgers. I think we should call cold wallets, not ledgers, because people might have different hardware wallets preferences. So yeah, having a setup of different cold wallets with a multisig is basically your safe way to in crypto overall if you're handling any big monies.
Yeah, for sure. There's, I mean, with your investments, you you have, let's say you have thousands of dollars. What's like $100 to make sure that your crypto's secure? I mean, it's follow security best practices. It's just going to save you so much headache in the future. Please, please, please take it. take it very seriously. It is the capital that you are investing, so it's a pretty serious thing overall. But if you're enjoying the stream, again, please leave a like, repost, and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching from YouTube. I mean, technically we just went over this, so it says lock-in proposal. But yes, so overall, it looks like the 3-month actually won out. The like Anas was saying, is it was super interesting because of the fact that at first the 1 month was actually looked like it was gaining traction, but in the end there, once the team had kind of hashed it out with everybody and they kind of understood the vision, it quickly turned around and people were able to understand why we were asking for a little bit longer vesting schedule and all the details around the vesting schedule. So it actually ended up being that the 3-month won. So that's great on everybody in Flash Labs, because that, at first it seemed very controversial, but realistically overall, once our vision was kind of seen by everybody, then everybody kind of more understood where we're coming from.
Yep.
But anything else to add? The one slide we don't have is just what's coming down the pipeline. I wasn't sure if you wanted to get into that or if you wanted
I think I added the details for that, but you didn't add that.
I did not add that. That's my fault. Uh-oh. So no slide today for what's coming next, but we can talk about it. Let's see. I'll pull it up on Figma real quick. See if we can do a quickie. Oh, I see. Okay, it was off to the side. This is my fault. But yes, so Pool 3 Revamp. That would be the first one, Pool 3 Revamp.
Yes. Are you sharing the screen or are you just keeping it from?
I was going to share Figma, but I guess I'll just keep it like this. Just because I didn't even do it, but we could do it on the fly.
Yes.
But first point was Pool 3.
First one is Pool 3 Revamp. I think we are currently working to make things much more composable first. So, which basically unlocks more listings on Pool 3 as well. So the idea is basically to add assets, DeFi tokens that are more have more clear terms in the way of token economics. So the idea is to replace most of the tokens that we have with specific tokens that are more aligned and more DeFi native. So we will look forward on adding Hype and then keeping Jup and G2 as it is, and then rest of the tokens that we have would be just removed, and then they would be represented using our flexible lock utilization mechanism, and then you would be able to trade the rest of the assets such as 2Z, Meteora, using the underlying assets such as Jup, G2 or Hype. So the idea is to make this pool much more resilient to the price action of DeFi tokens, because overall the tokens haven't done very well as we wanted them to do because of the worst things around vesting schedules and the investor unlocks and the market making deals. So yeah, trying to make amend things for a better future of Pool 3. And the next
100%.
thing was about Loopscale composability. I think Zohaib, if you have any more comments you can add on that. Has been working on a new structure for Flash's composability program.
Yeah, and in the same age-old cry for Cindy 296 to be live. I think what we've decided now is to not wait for things to work in our favor, and work with integration partners to overcome the limitations in different ways. So you can break transactions, because right now there's no way Loopscale could accommodate all of our accounts for adding or removing liquidity, which means people were blocked from unwinding pool to or unwinding their FLP2 loops, which made the UX far worse. So they had to detrack the pool and detrack the current looping mechanism for FLP2, which we want to be back on track, given the recent integrations, which with addition of gold, obviously the pool's been performing well, but now we have a lot more going on with Forex pairs. So we expect a lot of trading activity, a lot of yield to be generated. on pool 2. So we would love to have people kind of loop over their existing deposits and enjoy higher yields. So we've figured a few solutions after extensive discussions with the Loopscale team over the last week, and we are hopeful to have the solutions reviewed, vetted, and then put into use, which could enable a lot of unique ways where looping could be sustained without limiting the number of markets we can support on each pool. Given that Loopscale had issues operating on pool 2 before we even added the new Forex pairs, it was a deadlock for us to kind of be in a position where we either had to limit the assets and limit the number of markets we could support per pool, or risk this idea of being too hard to loop over. So now we have a few solutions which we've put to test, and if it all works out well, then yeah, we'll have all of our loops reinstated, and a lot more markets coming your way on the same existing pools.
For sure.
I just also for phase 3, which it's been delayed by quite a bit. The funding mechanism replacing margin fees. So
I think that's yep. That was the next thing on the slide. Max is trying to pull it off.
So, yeah. I got it. It's loading in, processing. But yes, the next thing on the slide was the funding mechanism for Margin Engine.
Yeah, the funding essentially kind of ties you to a stricter market structure, which kind of just has like one short and one long market overall. So there's good scope for us to kind of cut down on the number of accounts and consolidate those into existing accounts, or kind of just getting away with the current split of markets and custody accounts and kind of combining them into one. That would also enable us to kind of have a lot more markets supported on single pools waiting for SMG 296. So everything kind of coming together on that path forward. And yeah, we'll be sharing more progress as we have all of the solutions put in place.
Yeah. And then as far as the spot order books powered by Manifest coming soon, what's the latest, I guess, on that? I think that probably has been
it's already almost ready to be merged. There was a couple of UI enhancements that we're working on, because there are some edge cases that we need to cover, or else our users will cover it for us and then shout at us. So almost I think should take a week at least, and then we'll have it up live on Flash. And this would basically open up for anyone to come and put on their spot limit orders and get them executed for no cost.
Yes. The Manifest, that's for me at least, just because obviously I do all of my swapping on Flash. This will be really nice to have. So this is a massive swap page upgrade, which really has not gotten the attention that it needs. The swap page is super awesome. If you want an easy or pro mode, it's super cool. You can switch right between the two, whichever style that you like, or maybe if you just want to get in and out of something quickly, it's easy. And then if you want to dive into the details more, we have the pro mode, which is really cool. I like the way that we have it set up. Might be biased, but yes, that is it for this week. Unless you gentlemen want to add anything additional to Flash Hour for us. I don't see if there's any comments. No.
I don't think there is much to add, apart from we finally have full set of Forex markets at 500x leverage, which was one of our dreams since we started Flash Trade, and very happy to see it live on Flash, and then gonna push it more to get Forex traders on Flash.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Forex is RWA. So expanding our RWA offerings is always a huge win for Flash Trade and Solana ecosystem as a whole as we bring more and more on-chain to Solana. So this is a Solana first, just FYI. Just saying, bringing a lot of firsts. It's a lot of firsts. All right. Well, if you gentlemen don't have anything else to add, I will just do the outro and then we're good to go. We'll talk soon. We have a stand-up right after this, so. All right, everybody. Hey, really appreciate you attending Flash Hour. This was a quick one this week just because we do have a lot to get to. There's going to be a lot of announcements coming soon as we roll out more and more trading pairs with Forex is going to obviously be a pretty big focus here. So as you can see, we have China and Japan that have just been launched today, up to 500x if you're on Degen mode, which is not, not unnormal because of the fact that most of the Forex, if you've actually seen trading, is up to like 1000x. So it's actually not, it's pretty normal, pretty typical for Forex trading. So we're looking to expand that offering as we move forward. And don't forget, 3 bips or 0.03% fees for trading Forex. So get in there in the trenches. Not financial advice, of course, but get in the trenches and as always on Flash Trade. But lastly, one thing I did want to add is basically the funding mechanism and everything else coming out. We have a lot of announcements coming forward, ownership token, manifest, and a few surprises for you all. So stay tuned. If you can, subscribe or follow. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on X, and stay up to date with all things Flash Trade. And as always, traders, I'll see you in the markets.